Hi everyone, this is your girl again, Buki Obikuli, and I'm here today to talk about a very important topic on the journey to our financial free life. And the topic is called how to create a personal budget for yourself. You know, in school, nobody teaches you really about personal finance. And what I'm talking about today, which is personal budgeting, is one of the basic things you need to think about when you think about your financial life. Because most times, because we don't have a budget, we tend to overspend than what our income is, and then we end up being in trouble. So during this video, I will show you my screen, how I go about creating my own personal budget, which I think you can also use, right? And it's really basic. I try to really make it basic, very simple. And if you like, you want me to send you this Excel sheet when I'm done, of course I'll be really glad to send it to you. You can also adapt it to your personal needs, because the thing is, everybody's needs and priorities are quite different, but I've just tried to make this very basic to what my own needs are and what my own wants are, and I believe that you can also learn from it. Okay, so the second thing I would quickly mention before I again show you my screen is that before you think about budgeting, right, there is one basic thing that you have to think about, which is income. You know, if you don't have an income, there is no way you can have a budget. So now I'm going to switch over to my screen, and then I will quickly take you through how I created a personal budget for myself. Everyone, as I said before, that I will show you a practical example of how to create your own personal budget. This is a simple one I have created for you, and I hope you can learn from it. And once you finish watching the video, you could definitely ask for this Excel sheet, and I'll be very happy, even more than happy, to send it to you so you can use it for yourself personally. Right. The first question, there are 4 things you need to take note of when you're creating your own personal budget. You need to first consider, what is your own income, or how much are you earning on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis. So in this case, I am assuming I'm earning $1,000 on a monthly basis, which is 100% of what I'm earning. So maybe it's for my 9 to 5, and then I just earn $1,000, and that's 100% of everything I am earning. Right. And then the next thing you need to consider is have a list of items that you need to expense every month. If you look at the left part of my cursor where I just highlighted the list of items I put out here, and these are the things I need to take care of every month, whether I like it or not. I need to take care of my rent, I need to take care of my utilities, I need to take care of food, transport, personal care or personal hygiene, or whatever you want to call it. I need to take care of giving, I need to take care of debt, I need to take care of savings. All right. And if you look at these things, I kind of prioritize them. And I did that because I look at, okay, I have needs and I have wants. Every human being, every individual have needs and wants. The topic of needs and wants, it's a big topic, and I'll be dealing with it in one of my next videos. So watch out for that. But today we're focusing on budget. So my point here is that the first 5 items, the rent, the utilities, the food, the transport, and personal care, they are under my needs. They are the things I cannot do without. I have to do them every month. If I don't do them once in a month, there is going to be an alarm. Okay. The other things, giving, debt, savings, like I can do without them, but it's just they're not a necessity. They're nice to have, and because I have the luxury of affording it under my $1,000, I would do them. Okay. The other thing you need to consider is you have to assign a percentage to every of these items. So why did I say percentages and not amount or an absolute amount? Because with percentages you can easily walk around, you can play around it, and then at the end of the day, if your money decreases or your money increases, all you need is just a formula, and then it's easy for you to calculate. But because if you're using an absolute value, whenever you have an increase or you have a decrease, it might be difficult for you to match the corresponding cost or the corresponding expense. So that's why I like working with percentages, and then it's easier for me to say, okay, yeah, last month I had so much and this month I'm having so much. So please work with percentages, and then of course your amount. All right, so the next thing those are the 4 things you need to look at. Again, is your income. You need to look at your items. You need to look at the percentage, and then the amount, the absolute amount that you're assigning for each expense every month. So I'm going to quickly go through these items on my list. If you look at what I have here, I have my rent being 25% of my income, which is $250 per month, and I have my utilities, which is 10% of my income, which is $100 per month. It can be that some landlords, they say, okay, both the rent and utilities, send it to me, I will sort it out. Yeah, and then you all of these things go into a push. And it can be like, okay, your landlord says, okay, you know what, I just need my rent, whatever you do with your internet costs, whatever you do with your water costs, whatever you do with your light costs, it's your problem. So that's why I said, okay, I think it's better if we just separate it, and if it goes to the same cost, it's fine. However, the most important thing I want to tell you here is this: with this rent and utilities, is that the rule of thumb is that your rent should not be more than 40% of your income, of the money coming into your purse every month. So if you're living in a place whereby you pay almost 50% or 60% of your income, imagine me paying $500 or $600 of my money every month for my rent. That's alarming. That's too much. So it means that I'm living above my means. I know it is very nice to live right in the middle of the city where all the parties and all the things are happening, where you have access to everything you need, but I can tell you, sometimes it's not really worth it when you look at the cost impact of it. You just need maybe like a few kilometers away from the city center, and then you can get a very good apartment also at a cheaper rate, and it makes all the sense for you. You know, and if you need to like meet people or go and see the happening in the city center, you can always like go with transport down to the city center to see what's happening there. You don't necessarily have to live right in the middle of the city when you cannot afford it. So the point is, if your rent is above 40% of your income, then you need to take a look at your cost of living. Then the next thing will be for me food. So I assign just 10%, and you might think, oh, why just 10%? That's just $100 out of $1,000. Yes, it's possible, and that's because I don't eat so much outside. And then if you cook at home, then you can save more. You can actually live with this $100 per month on food, right? Because imagine if you have your dinner all the time outside. So imagine you spend like $10 per night outside. In 10 days of the week of the month, you've already maxed your food budget. But next thing I will say is transport. Yeah, transport is important. You need to move from point A to point B, and then I just assign, okay, the same amount I assign to my food, which is like also another $100, and that should work fine. Because in most cities of the world, I think the city transport ticket is around this amount of money. Okay. The other important need will be personal care, like personal hygiene. You need to like take care of yourself, wash, cream, wear clothes, and your personal care should take care of it. And I just assigned 5% of it because actually it could be enough. Because if you don't have to buy the most expensive pair of trousers, or most expensive pair of shoes, or most fabulous pair of shirts. All you need to do is get good quality at a reasonable price. Buy it at the right time, and then you can get something really nice at a very reasonable price. And that's why I just assigned $50 to it. Okay, so I have quickly run through my needs, what I think the needs are. Then the next thing I would look at is my wants, which are giving, debts, paying my debts, and savings. So for every one of us, there's always one person around us that needs some kind of help, right? And before these people come to us to start asking us for money, it helps to kind of already budget it. Even if you don't have people to give this money, just budget it just keep them into your budget, so that when the need arises, you don't have to like dip your hand into some other things to get out this money, right? So I would say budget some amount for giving. So maybe, for example, you're a Christian, you pay your tithe and you pay some other things. Then it's easy for you to like already expense that money. Or you have people you're supporting in different parts of the world. You send children to school. You have some special courses which are very important to your heart that you support. All these expenses, you categorize them under giving, and then working with 10% is fine. Another important thing you need to include in your budget is debt, like paying up your debt. Pay up your debt, because paying up debt and living a debt-free life is a very fabulous feeling, I can tell you. I've been there. So, but the thing is, if you don't put repayment of your debt into your budget, right, you might forget it, and it might be difficult for you to pay back those debts. Like maybe your credit card debt that you've maxed, or your loans you got from the bank, and the banks are on your neck, and then you are not able to do it, and then you get to go and borrow some more money, and then to repay them, and then the cycles goes on and on and on and on. So I would say that you include your budget, you include your debt repayment in your budget, and then assign like 10% every month to pay up your debt. And before you know it, you've paid them all off, and then you are debt free. And that's a very critical step into financial freedom. Another important point that I cannot do but include in my budget is saving. I have a philosophy which says for every income that comes to my hand, I will set aside a certain amount of savings. And I think it's also a very good philosophy for you also to adopt. That for every income that comes into your hand, there is a part of it that goes into savings. You save it. You just save it. Whether you have an idea of what you're going to use the money for now or not, just save it. I will talk more about savings in one of my next videos, which you should watch out for. I'm also excited about it because I'm a big fan of saving and investing. So definitely watch out for it. So I worked with just 20% of my budget as per saving. Maybe you have more to save, you can add it. You have less to save, you can also adjust it. But 20% works fine for me. At the end of the day, if you look at all the sum of my percentages, everything comes to 100%, which is also equals to this 100% I have here initially, right? So which means by the time I match my amount, I match my percentage with the income I have, I get this amount here. So let me quickly do some kind of calculation for you to be able to see what I'm talking about. So this place is like empty. I don't know. I only have my percentages imputed here, and then I don't know how much this costs me per month. So what I would do, you just include my equal sign and then put my percentage in it, and then multiply here, and then I would include this, right? And then voila, I have my 250 for my range every month. However, I just want to like populate all these other parts of the Excel sheet, and I don't want to have to like input everything one after the other. I can just come here, input this dollar sign, and input this dollar sign, and I'm done. And I can just drag it down, and voila, I have the amount I need for every one of the items I have here. So for my utilities, I pay $100. For my food, I pay another $100. For my transport, $100. For my personal care, I pay $50. For my giving, I pay $100. For my debt, I pay $100. For my savings, I pay $100. At the end of the day, this amount equals this amount, and that's what we are most concerned about. We want to make sure that what we have here, our total expense, is equal to our income. If peradventure you realize that your total expense is more than your total income, then you have to watch out, because then you're running into debts, you're owing someone some money, and which is not necessarily a good step. And if your expense is lower than your income, is a good thing, where you can maximize or you can optimize the opportunity by looking at what is left and adding it to one of these items. Most times I would say, okay, just use the money to pay off your debt if you have so much debt, and then or just simply add it to your savings, right? So that's what I do. And you know why I like this Excel sheet? Because it's actually very easy to work with. Because imagine if I just get a raise now, let's say I get a raise to like $2,000. By just entering the $2,000, this place populate itself. So wow, now I have more than enough budget to go for rent, which means my rent increased by 100%. Everything went up by 100% automatically, and then I can say, okay, yeah, now I'm paying 250. Maybe I need to move to a bigger apartment for 500, or I say, okay, no, I stay with my 250 apartment, and then I use this increase to do some other things which will be more profitable for me in the long run. So I hope this is quite simple for you to understand. It's quite easy. If you have any questions about this example of how I create a personal budget, please leave your questions in the comment side. And if you need me to send you this Excel sheet, please do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you. And then I'm going to switch back to my face now, and I will wrap up this video. Okay, now I'm back. I hope you are able to learn something from what I just went through in my Excel sheet, which is my personal budget. And I think you could also use it, like I said, you could determine what is really important for you, and the things that are really important for you, the things that you think are your needs, you can of course prioritize it and put it on the top of your list. And the things you think they are not really important for you, they are not really important for you now, you can deprioritize them. So depend on what is your own personal needs. All right, I think that's that for today. If you like what I just shared, please drop me a like, click on my like button, and then to encourage me. And then of course you could subscribe so that you get new videos I'll be posting. So if you don't know where to subscribe, there's a button down there. Just subscribe, and then you get new things I post. And of course, feel free to share with your family and friends. And if you have questions, do not hesitate to drop it at the comment section. I would go to the comment section, I will read your emails or read your messages. And if you need this example of the Excel sheet I just shared with you, reach out to me. I would definitely be willing to send it to you. And just a teaser for you, so the next topic would be something about wants and needs, because most times we get to mix them together. We tend to make a mismatch of what is our wants are and what our needs are. So next week, or if I'm permitted to post something this week, I would quickly give you an update on what is actually your wants and your need, because this is also something very important you need to consider while working on a budget. All right, so it's your girl Buke Bukle. Thank you for coming to my channel, and I hope to see you another time. Bye.